We now join our regularly scheduled program now in progress.
Slips off with the left rear tire, kicks up that dirt.
Right to the edge.
And you can readily lose traction very seriously by doing that with the rear tire.
Oh, it's a real gambling game at that point. You want to use up all the roadway. In fact, even as we're looking right there, the little red and white strips, those are speed bumps at the edge of the road. Try to keep drivers off them, because what happens if you get a long way off, you can throw back dirt and gravel. Some of the gravel, of course, is capable of puncturing tires.
We have another car coming to a stop that looks like Bob Patch. We cannot see exactly. Oh, and number 7 of Paul Genelosi, one of the pre-race favorites for a top 5 finish, was involved somehow. You see him slipping by. Durhog was going by him. Genelosi was in a comfortable 4th position just before that incident.
And that was right up over the top of turn 2 where Paul did that, where the car starts to get very light as you're trying to apply power. Now, Pickett again appears to be closing up a little bit on Brassfield, maybe to try and occupy his mirrors a little bit, see if he can unnerve Darren just a bit.
Began to talk about the nature of this racetrack being slipping and sliding. There are truly no straightaways in the road course sense of the word. There's Pickett really putting the pressure on Darren Brassfield. A lot of twists and turns, a lot of S-corners. Even the back straightaway, so-called back straightaway, really isn't any longer in terms of its straight portion for more than a quarter of a mile.
No, and that was a perfect example of the 2 different types of tires that we've been talking about. You saw Darren exit the corner at exactly the same speed as the Oldsmobile, and yet slid to, maybe 3 or 4 feet less than what the Oldsmobile slid to. So he's using a lot less roadway.
We will go 40 laps. This is a typical 100-mile Trans Am race. There is the 3rd running Irv Hare. Let's see what the number is. Yep, that's still Irv. It's a baby blue number 6. That's his traditional number. You see his hometown, Peoria, Illinois. This is the first time, I think, in his Trans Am career, he has actually been employed as the driver of a car other than one owned and wrenched by his father. So this is a big change for Irv, and he seems to think that maybe it'll take off a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone more deserving than Irv either. That we have seen him in a number of series for years and years. What we just saw Greg Pickett do right there was not necessarily to try and make a pass on Darren Brassfield's car. Again, he wants to get Darren watching the mirror. And as soon as you watch the mirror, you take concentration away from what you should be doing. If anything, Greg may try a pass this lap going up into the hairpin. We can see he's exited very, very good speed. Now watch and see if he tries a pass here on Darren, although Darren gets in very deep. Here's Pickett trying the outside again, occupying the mirror, but he can't pass. On the exit, however, watch what happens.
Great side-by-side racing. And Bill, being a veteran driver, you have the feeling that in a couple of these moments, Pickett knows he is not going to be successful in getting by. But as you pointed out, he just wants Darren to start thinking about something other than going straight ahead.
It's like anything else. If you take some of your concentration away, you are not doing a job.
Here is Rich Sloma in the number 27 Corvette, been showing heavy smoke the past couple of laps. Scott Sharp, incidentally, has moved up to 15th from his final row, and we've got a spin. That is Paul Genelo. No, that's Darren Brassfield. Darren Brassfield, who was leading the race, has spun out.
Unbelievable. I wonder if maybe a little tap took place. Let's look at the front of the Pickett's car to see if there is any contact. It doesn't look like it. The front of that car is perfect.
So Darren Brassfield, in a very rare and uncommon apparent mistake. We didn't see it on the replay as to what happened, but he was leading the race, a track that he knows better than the back of his hand, and he spins out.
Just what we talked about. Pickett again trying to occupy the mirror, take away that all-important concentration. Maybe Darren only went 5 feet deeper than he normally did under braking. Might have got the back end locked up onto that braking situation and spun out.
So that's going to bring Irv Hare up to 2nd position. Genelosi is being shown by timing and scoring. We didn't get a chance to see them when he went by the start line that time as 3rd position, but he spun earlier, so there's a possibility that Les Lindley, the man from Anaheim, California, is well placed in this race to this point, certainly 4th. The number 12 car of Randy Ruhlman, that's out of the Tom Gloy stable. Tom Gloy is putting together cars this year for Randy Ruhlman and for Jerry Clinton. He hopes to be able to drive a car himself later this year, former Trans Am champion, but one of his 2 team cars here with problems early in the race. We'll be back with more from Sears Point in Sonoma, California after this.
We're back this Sunday at Atlanta Toyota in Gwinnett County, where volume selling makes the difference. Hi, I'm Angie Stevens.
And I'm Tom Park. We're here with Mr. Toyota, and we're going to be here till midnight tonight. Of course, all day tomorrow, Memorial Day. We're going to be here till midnight. It's a big weekend for us. Gather up your whole family, make that short drive here to Gwinnett, and save money. You might be looking for a Celica. Don't forget that $1,500 cash back on every single Celica in our inventory. Please, you can buy a brand new 5-speed with air conditioning for $11,988 this Sunday, and I've got 7 to choose at that price. STX Celicas with low-profile tires, cast aluminum wheels, the STX graphics package, rear spoiler, 4-speaker stereo, and air conditioning. Only $13,288. Got 10 of these at that price. Previa vans. What a family vehicle this is. Take $2,500 off that manufacturer's suggested retail price on every Previa van in our inventory, all Memorial Weekend long.
And make that short drive. Take Interstate 85 to Exit 40, which is Pleasant Hill Road. We're right down from Gwinnett Place Mall.
Volume selling at Atlanta Toyota.
There's a special kind of feeling, a special kind of trust.
For over 60 years, Cook's has been the South's trusted name in termite and pest control, and we back our work with the ultimate guarantee, your complete satisfaction or your money back. Cook's Pest Control. Our superior training means superior results.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
No matter how well you look out for your children,
She's so cute.
there are some things you can't see.
Looks more like you every day.
Like bacteria. They can be almost anywhere. That's why there's new Ultra Oxidol with bleach. It goes beyond cleaning dirt to wash away 99% of the odor-causing bacteria in your laundry, so you can rest easy.
Sleep tight, honey.
Wash away 99% of bacteria from your laundry with Ultra Oxidol.
Auto racing has always seen famous people from other fields try their hand behind the wheel. But for Phil and Steve Mayer, this is more than just a passing fancy. Jim Hendrick has the story.
No name in American ski history has more prestige than Mayer. Olympic gold medals, world records, and first-place finishes are synonymous with the Mayer name. And now they've left the slopes for the pits, where they're not afraid to get their hands dirty.
I think if you just sit back and just drive and stuff, you might not understand your cars or your equipment as well as you should. And if you get in, get the hands on, get greasy at first, you understand the machinery, you understand what you have to do to make things work better for you. And I think your learning curve is greatly increased by doing that.
After dabbling in the Sports 2000 series, the Mayers made the jump to Trans Am by purchasing Irv Hare's equipment in the off-season. While it seems skiing and racing are sporting opposites, there are similarities.
The line around corners is very similar to the line around gates. Where the weight has to be on the car, similar to where the weight has to be on skis through a turn. The biggest change is the concentration, having to go out there and concentrate for a long period.
After being a dominant force in skiing, the Mayers realize they're back at the bottom in racing, hoping to work their way up.
It's a new challenge. I guess that's the biggest key here. Skiing is like, you know, walking to me. It's old hat. I don't really learn much per se. My learning curve is non-existent. Whereas in a car, every time I get behind the wheel or on the track, I learn something, and it's fresh, it's exciting, and therefore it's a lot more fun, let's say, right now.
This is 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th on the screen. The 5th place car is Les Lindley right there, the number 8 Camaro. Les is a veteran Trans Am driver. His best career finish is 2nd. Almost won a race a couple years ago on the Long Beach streets. That two-tone green and white trim car, that's Jet Baldwin, one of those new Bob Riley chassis that we were talking about. And Bill, there's your fellow countryman. Bill hails from Canada originally, although now living in Miami. That's Ron Fellows, and he has a career win in Trans Am.
Ron is a great Trans Am driver. There's some people that when you see them get in a car, you think this person was destined to come into this class. Well, this is Ron. Les Lindley is a great Charger, too. He is running a beautiful car here. And as you may note, this is unfortunately going to be his last season because he has been around here forever and is always a good runner.
Well, not forever. He says he's older than 30. Got a long snow white beard, and if we're Christmas time, you'd think it were Santa Claus, but Les is one of the fine guys. He's kind of soft-spoken, but he has been a tremendous Trans Am entrant for the past 5 years.
Very, very good. Always turns up with beautiful cars.
Back up front.
We can see in the background there is Irv Hare's Oldsmobile. That is 2nd place. He is not losing a great deal of ground. Whether Pickett is still charging at this point, I don't think so. I think Greg would have realized that, okay, let's back off just a fraction to keep that car at the same distance. Save the tires. That's got to be primary in his mind.
Irv Hare, 5 career wins in liquid tie Trans Am competition, ranks 3rd among the currently active drivers in the division.
Irv is very precise. You will rarely see him get a car off the track, either kicking up gravel or dirt or spinning. He's remarkably consistent.
Greg Pickett is rapidly becoming one of the more fascinating stories of the 1991 Trans Am season. We told you it's been more than a year since he has sat behind the wheel, at least competitively. He's tested, of course, one of these Trans Am cars, but even when the Wally Dallenbachs and the Scott Pruitts were running in this division, he has always been very competitive. He has been just as stout a runner as anybody in this division over the past 10 years. There is Scott Sharp.
Now, Scott is going to be a great story. He is blindingly fast in this brand new Bob Riley chassis once again. But through just a series of incredibly bad luck misfortunes, he did not get a qualifying lap and had to start at the back of the field. He's very quick, but watch him charge. Great father who is winning and racing for years and years, and he is following up on this tradition.
Father Bob Sharp, they were also involved with the Paul Newman exploits. Paul Newman drove a Sharp prepared race vehicle for a number of years. Right now, Scott, the son, at 23 years of age, is currently ranked 15th, and he is ascending toward the top.
He sure is. He is one of the bright young stars of racing today. You can see what a beautiful track this is at Sears Point. There's great elevation changes. This corner here, for example, is a long, long downhill left-hander where you carry so much speed out onto this long straight. And then up at the end of the straight is one of the best spots for passing. If there's a hairpin turn, the car is under very heavy braking here from 4th gear all the way down to 2nd gear. And then here it feeds us out onto this, quote, back straight. This is a lot of fun for the drivers now. In fact, those two fellas right there, Jack Baldwin and Ron Fellows, both love getting sideways. I'm sure they would like this to be a 10-lap sprint where they could really use the car up, get their foot in and get sideways. Look at Fellows. He's going to try a pass down the inside right here. Locked up the right front brake, but a really nice move.
Sometimes you have to take that chance. When you lock up the brakes, you take the chance that you might lose control. But if you want to make a pass and you see the next closest car disappearing, you got to go for it.
Well, what he did was about perfect. There was no huge sheet of smoke coming off from the tire, so he just barely locked it up. And because it was so quick, he obviously realized it was locked, got off the brakes again right away, almost being his own ABS system.
Ron Fellows in 6th place.
Good job, Ronnie.
He's another man who probably would have made a real good open-wheel driver. He's got the potential because of his size and strength to be a Winston Cup driver, although with power steering these days, it's not necessarily the prerequisite that it once was.
No, I tell him he's a wimp for driving a car with power steering. I never did, so.
Bill Adam with one career win in Trans Am racing. It was about, what, 35 years ago?
Something like that. It feels like it.
This is the 26th season of Trans Am racing, and it's been one of the most competitive over the past quarter century. The number 0 right there that Greg Pickett is coming up to lap is John Anderson. John started deep in the pack, and now our leader, Greg Pickett, is beginning to encounter slower moving traffic.
There's number 54.
Richard Valentine. Richard Valentine is a man who made his way to Trans Am racing about 3 seasons ago, and it's been a hard grind.
Now, we're going to get a replay on this, apparently, just to show you what happened. This is at turn 6. Watch over the crest of the hill. He's coming in very hard. He is going to lock the brakes right here. Way too late. Simply got in far too deep under braking. And that is what those tires serve their function for. You can see it was really a fairly gentle hit. Even though I don't think he could rejoin the race, the car will be fixed relatively easily.
We'll be back with more action from the Sears Point International Raceway after this.
With $1,500 cash back on any new Camry, why shop anywhere else? Hi, I'm Angie Stevens.
I can't think of any reason. I'm Tom Park. You know, we're here right now this Sunday, and all day tomorrow, Memorial Day as well. It's a big weekend for us. Gather up the whole family, make that short drive here to Gwinnett. Let us show you how volume selling means more. With $1,500 cash back, for example, on every brand new Camry in our inventory, Use it for your down payment. These brand new 91 Camrys right now this Sunday are sale priced at only $10,488, and I've got 15 at that price. New Corollas with 1,000 cash back. Now get this. These are deluxe model Corollas with a special value package, which includes automatic transmission, power steering, stereo cassette, floor mat, split rear seat, much more. Only $99.88, and you can choose for $25 at that price. How about Cressida Demonstrators, discounted $4,000 off manufacturer's suggested retail price? And these are only examples, Angie.
That's
We're gonna
right,
be here till
Tom.
midnight.
And we're here till midnight tomorrow, Memorial Day. So come see us. We're down from Gwinnett Place Mall.
Atlanta Toyota.
I would make the packages about yay big.
Easy to carry.
No weak stuff, you know, something that's powerful.
It's got to clean.
Clean my shirts, my sweats, my socks.
With kids, they get dirty about every minute.
Just knock it out.
I want my colors to be bright.
I just want my colors.
I hate when red turns pink.
Cheer with Color Guard. A scoopful cleans a machine full.
Can you see what I'm up against here?
Your International House of Pancakes restaurants think it's about time you got a great breakfast special without breaking the budget. In the Atlanta area, there are 13 IHOPs to serve you. Right now, we'd like you to come into our restaurants for the big 2-egg breakfast special. 2 eggs how you like them. 2 bacon strips or 2 sausage links, hash browns, and 2 buttermilk pancakes. All for only $2.99. Only $2.99, Monday through Friday, anytime, at participating International House of Pancakes restaurants.
When the Trans Am series started, the cars that were racing were nothing more than what you could buy for everyday street use, only high-performance versions. This has changed dramatically. Take, for example, this Roush Racing Mustang. Even the headlight that we're looking at isn't, in fact, a light. It is a photograph mounted behind clear plastic designed to look like a light, but much safer. There is no glass to break. And let's take a look and see how fast this car will actually come apart. Look at how accessible this is for the crew. And underneath that hood, not the 150 horsepower street motor, but a 650 horsepower fire-breathing V8. A custom-built frame and a fully adjustable suspension. Inside what used to be a passenger compartment, everything's accessible once again. The exhaust routed out the side, out of the way of the driver. Maximum usage. And back where there once was a trunk, a fuel cell. This is designed to keep the gas in the tank should an accident occur or even a rollover. Now around this cell, maybe one of the most important parts is a very sophisticated roll cage. This system of tubes is designed to keep the driver safe no matter how severe the accident, even into a rollover. It'll keep that part of the car totally intact. In short, what appeared to be a car like what you might drive on the street is in fact a very sophisticated race car.
Sonoma, California, just north of San Francisco by about 30 miles. The site of the opening race of the Liquid Tide Trans Am Tour. Greg Pickett, the leader. Irv Hare holds on the second. Darren Brassfield running second earlier than a spin. He is third. Les Lindy, a great opening round for him, is fourth. And Paul Genelosi, reprieved by this yellow flag, is fifth. Looking to go back to green right now.
Well, this is going to benefit the third place car a great deal because Darren now is closed right back up. And we'll see how good those tires are after they've been able to cool off for a little while.
The other driver that this could potentially benefit is Scott Sharp. Scott Sharp started in the last row, the 15th row of the starting field. He had moved up to 15th position, and now he can see the leaders. Probably the first time he's been able to do so since the drop of the green flag.
Once again, the soft tires that Greg Pickett has chosen seem to be benefiting greatly on an opening lap. He is able to pull away. Look at Darren. Already he wants to get by his teammate Irv Hare and get up and try and challenge the Pickett Corvette again, or Camaro again.
Very interesting moment. We have teammates here show a little more respect to any of the other competitors on the racetrack, but highly competitive. They'll be polite, but to a point.
Yeah, I don't think Darren is going to take a chance of hitting or possibly knocking him out of the race, but to get alongside and maybe swap some paint, oh, he would definitely do that. In fact, look at this.
He moves to the inside.
Late braking right up the inside.
Moves over either by choice or by force, and Darren Brassfield takes over second.
I'm sure Irv knew that he was there and probably knew that he wanted by. What Irv may be content to do is to run a slightly more conservative pace, just in case both Darren Brassfield and Greg Pickett use up their tires, and that is a possibility. Steve
Mayer, who purchased the Irv Hare car over the winter, maybe slight contact, slight damage. He seems to be interested in getting back out on course. Now back up toward the front. There's Irv Harry is third, and look what's happened in the first two positions. Darren Brassfield has moved in.
Right up on the tail of Greg Pickett. Now, Darren just may try and do what Greg did, and that is to occupy his mirrors, to make him think about what is behind him instead of watching what's out front. Pushing hard right now.
If you talk in historical terms, Greg Pickett, the current leader, is the more experienced of the two. If this type of tactic has less of an effect on one of the two of them, it would be less of an effect on Pickett. Although, I don't know, it's pretty obvious coming out of that right-hander, he was watching what's going on behind.
Yeah, again, like there's an indication of the Pickett car getting loose. And look at how Darren closes right up entering the corner. He is putting on his brakes just a fraction later, not taking off as much speed as Pickett is. That's the number 14 car of Jerry Clinton. He's slowing down, but he will make pit lane. That's just the entrance right there that we're looking at. So he is going to be safely off the track.
Jerry Clinton, who is, by the way, in business with Walter Payton, they hope to bring an NFL football franchise to the St. Louis area.
That would certainly be nice. There's a lot of people up there who would like to see that happen again.
Greg Pickett, California leader. There is Steve and Phil Mayer talking it over. Steve taking off the helmet. Apparently, Phil has peered around to the right front of the car. That's where most of the damage appeared to be, on the very bottom, and said that, hey, I think we're done for today.
Oh, and look at Brassfield. He's got by him down the back straight. And look at this. Pickett has a problem.
And he's going to the pits.
He will be going down pit lane, definitely.
Oh, tough break for Greg Pickett. The man making a comeback. It is something that a lot of people predicted, that because he is local here, he may try and run very hard just to put on a show and hurt the car. Darren Brassfield, the person we are watching here, was one of the ones to predict that, and it appears that Darren called it right. Brassfield, the leader, California, San Francisco area. There is Pickett in the pits. Irv Hare from Illinois running second. Pickett conferring with the crew, unbuckling. He is done for the day. We'll be back with more from Sears Point in Sonoma, California after this.
Something really pretty just happened to Bounty. Pretty Bounty, pretty Bounty. Introducing new Bounty Medleys, the quicker, pretty upper. Pretty Bounty, pretty Bounty. With 50% more sheets. So when regular Bounty's gone, Bounty Medleys keep on going. Pretty Bounty are mine, new Bounty Medleys. Pretty Bounty are mine.
Bigger selection and better savings here at Atlanta Toyota in Gwinnett County. Hi, I'm Angie Stevens.
And I'm Tom Park. This, of course, is Mr. Toyota. If you're a truck buyer, I want you to pay close attention, because right now, this Memorial weekend, today Sunday and tomorrow Monday Memorial Day, I want you to look at these great savings. $1,500 cash back on every brand new 91 pickup in our inventory, including the 4Runners. How are we selling pickups? Brand new 91, sale price at $76.88. Remember this, 99 down delivers at Atlanta Toyota. Your payments are only $169 a month. You can choose from 25 at that price. How about 50 of our exclusive Atlanta Toyota Thunder trucks? The special wheels, tires, graphics, stereo cassette, all of that's only $82.88. Again, 99 down delivers, payments $179 a month. 50 to choose at that price and payment. 4-wheel drives. I got 20 of these at this price. $10,988. We are your Toyota truck headquarters right here at Atlanta Toyota.
And we're open till midnight, so give us a call at 476-8282.
That's this Sunday and tomorrow Memorial Day at Atlanta Toyota.
Are you using a separate fabric softener with your detergent to get clothes clean and soft? Are you spending more than you need? Stop. Today, the smart money is on Bold. You get the outstanding cleaning of your detergent and quality softness without a separate softener. And it doesn't cost as much as these two. So why buy two? Just buy one. Bold. It's where the smart money is going.
Yesterday was a bang-up start for the Escort World Challenge Series as Sean Hendricks sat on the pole and wasted no time, establishing a big lead as he led from start to finish, leading by over a lap at race end. The Lotus Challenge to Chevy had a solid beginning, but had scary moments like this as Doc Bundy spins that amazingly did no damage to anyone, including himself. Bundy finished second to Hendrick. R.K. Smith had been running second until he lost control in turn 6. And then, only moments later, Boris Said lost control in the same spot and went into the wall. Paul Newman drove the second half of the race in Michael Brockman's Lotus, and the pair wound up 7th. Boris Said had another interesting moment. Watch this. His car fills with smoke, and he decides to take a spin with his head hanging out of the window. Well, it cleared the smoke, but lightened his wallet as he was fined for not using his safety belts. And at the end, it was Hendrick coasting to an easy victory, with Mitch Wright taking the checkered flag in the super production division. Darren Brassfield continues to lead. He sets the pace with 24 of 40 laps, soon to be 25, soon meaning just a couple fractions of a second complete.
Darren is carrying sponsorship on his car from his own family company. I think it's Neolife, I believe. Very nice of old Dad to help Darren.
It's a firm manufacturing items for nutritional consumption, and they have been reasonably successful with that over the past 10 years. In 1990, Darren Brassfield, as we go back in the pack, there's Mark Peelsticker going by, Deborah Gregg, there's Glenn Fox, and the number 91 car is John Brumner. People running from 15th position on back. Peelsticker is an interesting story, that black number 99. He won a Trans Am, and he is in trouble. And now Irv Hare is in trouble. Lots of smoke coming from the rear end. That looks like gearbox problems, possibly drivetrain.
It does. It's a faint haze coming out there right now under deceleration. Let's walk down through the high-speed S's. Oh, yes. Yeah, he's losing a rear axle seal. I'm sure you're right, Larry.
Big disappointment for Irv Hare. There are a lot of people who would really love to see this man be Trans Am champion. Many feel as though no one is more deserving in this division than he. He's had some aspirations of going stock car racing. He's had a couple of shots at Woodstock Cup, particularly on the road courses. But this has been his most notable home in his driving career, which now spans about 20 years. And a lot of people would like to see him be champion before he either hangs up the helmet or permanently moves on to some other division.
Now that looks like Les Lindley's car down there.
Les Lindley has come to a stop, and that terrific race that he was turning in is suddenly gone sour.
What a heartbreak day.
Off the slopes to the track, and unfortunately to the pits prematurely. That's Steve Mayer. He's with Jim.
All right, Steve, now you're a spectator. What happened down there?
Just coming out of the carousel, evidently lost the rear axle out of it. I didn't just the bolts come free and let it fly out there or something, because it just ended up with no gears. Somehow we were able to get going again off turn 7. That's where I did the damage, getting back on the track just to get back down here, but we can't run anymore.
Well, there's always another day, and of course, welcome to Trans Am Racing.
All right, thank you much.
Brassfield, the last 2 years in a row, as Bill mentioned, has won this race. Back in 1988. Willie T. Ribbs among the other winners. Mark Donahue way back in 1969, the 4th year of Trans Am, but he won't win in 91.
Jack Baldwin, the Skoal Bandit. There's George Robinson going by. That's number 74 that we were just speaking about.
There is George Robinson. George is from Houston, Texas. This is the 74 Hunting Ranch. Camaro started the race in 9th, currently 4th. And should he finish there, I'm pretty certain that would be his highest finish in his Trans Am career.
I'm definitely convinced that would be. George did run some IMSA in years past, and I believe won the GTU class at Sebring.
Well, Irv Hare's car continues to smoke heavily. He runs pretty quickly. He continues in 2nd spot, and Jim Hendrick is down in the pit with an update.
Brian Bradshaw down here, the number 6 car. Irv Hare, we have a problem out there. I see smoke.
We appear to have an oil problem. We're not quite sure what's going on. I think it might be a gearbox problem. I'm not sure that it's an engine problem. All our teams are good.
Have you talked to Irv why he's going around the course?
Yeah, we're in contact. He can't tell us anything. All the teams are good on the car.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
Very busy guy down here in the pits. Let's go back up to the booth.
Thanks, Jim. We'll be back with more from Sears Point in Sonoma, California after this.
Climb aboard.
We're back this Sunday at Atlanta Toyota in Gwinnett County, where we have something for everybody. Hi, I'm Angie Stevens.
And I'm Tom Parkin. You know, Angie, the way we sell cars, we take in a lot of trades.
Sure do, Tom.
I'm going to show you some examples of the way we sale price used cars here at Atlanta Toyota. Truly something for everybody. Got an 83 Chevette, for example, right here for $995. That is not a down payment. That is a full price right now this Sunday and tomorrow, Memorial Day. 82 Mustang, automatic, much more. $1995. 83 LeSabre, air conditioning, cruise control, $29.95. Here's an 86 Daytona for $39.95. An 85 Stanza, Nissan Stanza, sunroof, $49.95. Every used car sale price. How about a 300ZX, 85 model for $59.95. These are typical examples, folks, of the way we're sale pricing our used cars. Whatever you're looking for, chances are we've got it in stock. So give us a call at 476-8282. And Angie, I know a lot of folks are concerned about credit.
That's right. If you are concerned about your credit, ask about our auto club. In many cases, we can help you reestablish it.
Call us at Atlanta Toyota.
Don't let other manufacturers kid you about recycling mowers. There will be times when you'll want to bag your clippings, and if you have a mower that will only recycle, you're in trouble. Get a snapper walk-behind mower and get 5 mowers in one. Attachments make it a rear bagger, as you see here, side discharger, leaf mulcher, dethatcher, and as a recycler. Snapper, the one mower that does 5 different jobs and does them well.
See these Snapper dealers.
There's a special kind of feeling, a special kind of trust that comes when you call Cooks. A special kind of knowing, a special satisfaction that comes when you call the best. Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cooks Pest Control.
Ever wonder what they mean by zestfully clean? It's the feeling you get when...
Please hold on to the bar.
Zestfully clean. Zestfully clean. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean.
That's zestfully clean.
Sunday, Becca's hankering for the hired hand.
Where's the hunk with the hammer?
And Corky's taking it hard.
I don't like them. Well, I like them.
Life goes on. Then...
You sure this is gonna work?
Drop in for more high-flying fun and games on America's Funniest Home Videos. And buckle down and go face to face.
Hi, Pop.
And toe to toe with America's Funniest People Sunday.
Next on Sports Express, for the first time since 1978, the Trans Am Series travels to Mexico City, where they'll race on one of the world's top road courses. That's coming up next time on Sports Express.
We're down here in the pit area with Kirby Boone of Procter & Gamble. He's the series director for the Liquid Tide Trans Am Series. Why does Liquid Tide go full out in this series this year?
Well, this gives us another avenue in which to expand our motorsport programs from our NASCAR sponsorships now into the SCCA Trans Am. It also gives us another avenue in which to show our appreciation to all the fans and the people who support support motor racing in general.
Well, this is not your first experience in motorsport.
Oh, not at all. We sponsor NASCAR. We've got our sponsorship of Darrell Waltrip several years ago, and now Ricky Rudd, who, by the way, leads the NASCAR points.
Thank you, Kirby. Now let's go back up to the booth. Larry and Bill.
Last lap for Darren Brassfield. Darren has completed 39 laps. He's got 2.5 miles to go. Now about 2 1/4. And Darren Brassfield will win at Sears Point International Raceway for the 3rd consecutive year.
Now, instead of shifting this Oldsmobile at 8,000 or whatever he may have been running, he'll be dropping back to 6,000 just to make sure don't break car. Look at Sharp, again, trying out of the hairpin. Fellows is going to get past here because Sharp is on the outside. He has a better position going up into 1.
But Fellows somehow moves by. They complete lap number 39. On the cruise, on the radios with the crews, each of these drivers knows that this is the final lap. there is leader Darren Brassfield. He is running very comfortably, running alone. He's now completed a half a lap at this hairpin.
Just down those back straight S's, and he has his race. And what about the Sharp and Fellows battle? We'll have to keep an eye on this one, too, for
That is a face-off for 6th position. Ron Fellows and Scott Sharp will update you on that before this lap is over, as we're continuing to watch the leader, Darren Brassfield. As to this moment, Scott Sharp has not gotten past Ron Fellows yet. They are exiting turn number 5, and a pass is being executed. Here it is. Looks like Sharp is getting by. He has gotten past.
Now let's see if Fellows tries to get back up. Look at how deep he's going.
Here comes the leader and the winner. It's going to be Darren Brassfield. He wins for the 3rd time.
3 in a row.
The Liquid Tide Trans Am Tour winner at Sears Point International. Looking now for 2nd place. That's been Irv Hare. He's been heavily smoking. Here's that battle for 6th and 7th. Right now, Sharp owns it. Can Ron Fellows pull the hat trick and get by? Let's see. It's unlikely. Here comes Irv Hare. Is he limping? I don't know, Bill.
He's going very slowly.
Oh,
he's past the checker. That's up into turn 1.
So Irv Hare did come home 2nd. Teammate Paul Gentilossi is 3rd. And look at Fellows. He's not giving up yet.
He won't. He's going to go wide and try and get a good run out of this corner. Now watch, hard on the gas. Look at this. Power slide off the corner.
Not enough. So Scott Sharp, after a terrific race, comes home in 7th. Make that 6th. Ron Fellows is 7th. And completing the story, 4th place went to George Robinson, his best career finish. Jack Baldwin in the Camaro out of Georgia is 5th in car number 28, the bright green car. 6th, as we mentioned, to Scott Sharp. 7th to Fellows. 8th to Jerry Brassfield. Terrific race. Jim Durhawk gets another top 10, and Deborah Gregg comes home in 10th. And Irv Hare's car,
after the checker flag,
was close enough to the edge. Unfortunate man.
That is Trans Am racing at its best.
Great start for Irv.
Now, for more information on this SCCA Pro Racing, please call 1-800-255-5550.
Darren Brassfield, can you believe after spinning out, you come back to take this for the 3rd straight time? Not too many drivers win 3 times in the same track in a row.
Well, it's an honor, you know. I mean, I've always done well at Sears Point, and it seems to be, you know, a track that I shine at. And when Greg had trouble, you know, it made my job a lot easier. But I'll tell you what, Greg was going to make it real difficult for me to do it. He's been around here a lot, and, you know, as my mentor, I hope I learned something from him. So we're just real excited. You know, the Rocket Sports, Neil Life team, Olivetti, everybody got behind it, and I'm just glad I could do the job.
It was a good team win besides your car and your victory.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Brassfield does it, Bill. He certainly looks like the man to set your sights on if you want to win in Trans Am in 1991.
Well, he certainly is the man at Sears Point that you set your sights on. He does dominate at this track, and he wasn't really making a boastful statement when he said he can clean up here. He can. He just is awesome when he comes to this track. But I think this will give him confidence and certainly shows the entire Oldsmobile team that they are a serious force this year for that championship.
And he admitted that one of his mentors, Greg Pickett, is another one of the drivers to keep your eyes on in 1991. We will be following this series all year long. So for Jim Hendrick and Bill Adam, this is Larry Newber saying so long from the Sears Point International Raceway.
Promotional consideration has been provided by Kenwood. Kenwood introduces its new handheld and mobile cellular telephones. For the Kenwood dealer nearest you, call 1-800-4-KENWOOD.
A former Russian boxing champion struggles to keep his Olympic dream alive by training 2 street tough American kids. Don't miss Streets of Gold, a movie special tomorrow night at 9 on WSB-TV Channel 2.